I got into time trialling last season. I used to be a cross-country runner and I'm highly addicted to it. I'm aiming to use your facilities this year, and then next year I'm aiming to go to the UCI Grand Final World Championships time trialling. What piece of advice would you give to somebody from your unbelievable background?
You can just distill it down to a sentence.
Just one thing that I can take away, even if I'm having a bad day or had a bad race, what bit of advice?
Well, the biggest change that I got is that, so I'll have to context it slightly, so I know it sounds a bit weird to start with, but I'll get there. So when I was at school, I'm sure I was quite bullied, but I certainly left with low self-esteem, low self-confidence, wasn't good at anything. So when I found something in riding a bike that I was good at, the result meant a lot to me, and my personal worth was tied up in the result, and that's not a healthy place to be for a kid. So I used to ride this emotional roller coaster until I bumped into the guy that I mentioned, Peter Keane. And Peter Keane was fascinated by how things worked. So when I bumped into him, and I'd completely skipped academia, so I'm academically barren, but I bumped into, for a lot of people this might be standard process, but he sort of looked at a result, looked at things within it you could do better, came up with a new idea, like an experiment, a concept, based on evidence, and then we'd go again. And because of that bit there, that explanation, I go, oh, I can see what you mean now, I'm interested. I got fascinated too with the journey rather than the destination, the process. And then we did a race and it would go well, and we'd go, oh, what did we learn from that? Pull it apart. Or, wow, that wasn't what we expected. What happened? And then we come up with another one. So in the round, being fascinated with how things work rather than whether you win or lose is a lot more rewarding, I think. So every time you go out, find out, just have a plan of what you want to do, why you think it's going to work, and then spend a bit of time. I think it's got some terms like reflective practice and things like that now. What was good, what was bad, what would you do differently? And that bit is where the real winners always succeed. Just to go slightly sideways, I did some work with Bob Skeleton team, coaching a coach actually, Lizzie Arnold's coach, a few years ago. And I remember they came through the door, the athletes, and there was one in particular, one lad who said, oh, I give everything for this, I'm utterly committed. Just tell me what to do and I'm there. And it was like, right, okay. And then Lizzie Arnold came in for a debrief session, and we'd been to the track that morning, and she went, right, this is what we did, and I really cocked that up, so I think I'm going to do this differently next time. And then she came out with a plan. So she'd looked at the performance, worked out what she was going to do differently, and then asked for comments from the coaches. And I just sat there and thought, oh, nothing I can do to help you, that's bang on. But the lad was a lovely bloke, didn't go anywhere because he was waiting for somebody to give him the magic answer, where she was going to find her own, and she was fascinated by how it worked and how to be different. So get fascinated with the journey rather than the destination. Enjoy doing something new, have an idea, go out and try it, and have somebody to bounce ideas off if you can, and then rip it apart and see what you could do differently. I stopped my career when we were in a room, a debrief session for a whole year, and I realised we were talking about trying to do the same thing again. So other people didn't believe it could go any quicker, and I didn't believe it could go any quicker, and that was the end of my career, and it was going to work from that point on. So that fascination is huge. Take something out of it.